up the town board meeting at 7:05. We all stand for the invocation. Jim?
Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to meet once a month to discuss town business. We ask you, Lord, to give us guidance that we do what is right for all in the town of Princetown. Amen.
Thank you. We all remain standing for, I'd like to have a moment of silence for the victims of 9/11, first responders, and all of the people that lost their lives in that tragic event. Okay, could we remain standing for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sandy, could you please read the roll?
Councilmember Goldie?
Present.
Councilwoman Schaefer? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora? Here. Supervisor Esposito?
Present. Also present is our attorney Gerard Parisi and our highway superintendent Nick Morris Sr. and our new water department Clark Collins. He's heading our water department now. So we'll move on here and privilege of the floor. At every scheduled town board meeting, the public shall have the right to address the town board during portions of the meeting referred to as privilege of the floor. Members of the public should restrict their comments of items of town business, although there is no official time limit. Any speaker should be considerate of others so that all interested members of the public have an opportunity to be heard. There shall be one portion of the meeting dedicated to privilege of the floor. Near the beginning of each meeting, all remarks, all questions shall be addressed to the board. No person shall enter into discussion with a person having the floor. Council members may address any comments during the portion of the meeting referred to as council member comments. Privilege of the floor is opened up at 7:08. No takers, all right. Close up the privilege of the floor at 7:09. Okay, highway department committee reports. Nick?
Yeah, okay, we had one sign knocked down that I'll put up tomorrow, and the only other issue I think is Kelly Station Road, right, Louis, want to get involved with that?
With what?
Are they gonna do that for us, county, did you get a hold of county?
On Overlook? Yes. They have to file for the Army Corps of Engineers to get a permit
Okay.
to take that culvert out. They can't do anything until that is done, but I want to know if the town board wants to move ahead along with this project. It's going to cost. The reason we want to use the county is because we have to have prevailing wage. We all know that, and they'll do it, and their work is guaranteed. So we don't have to go out and get the 3 estimates to do this, since they're the county, and we can work with them on that. But it's going to be quite costly. The reason is we thought maybe the county would pay for it, but apparently they're telling us that we paid for it the last time, and Overlook Road, they wouldn't even need that culvert there if it wasn't for the town road. So I guess we're responsible for it. And the cost is quite expensive because of what's got to be done. I think I gave everybody an estimate. Does everybody have an estimate of it? I sent an email and if anybody wants a hard copy of it, I got it right here. It's about $26,000. It's not cheap, but the culvert is collapsing, so we're gonna have to do the work on it and get it done. Nick, do you have anything?
Yeah, the only other thing was, we had work appropriated, that was gonna happen on Reuter Drive, which was gonna cost like $25,000. So we're gonna put that off until next year or so, until we can get this other job done, you know? So it's about the same price. It was coming from the highway. So we won't notice it that much. You know, the road work, we don't have that much road work we're doing. Everything's in pretty good shape. The only thing I did, I was on Van Patten Road, and Dwaynesburg paved all their section all the way up to ours. And we got some potholes there that I'll get a hold of the county, have them go up there and fix that. And that's about it. So,
Okay, thank you, Nick. Is there any questions for Nick?
No.
Okay, this time I'd like to introduce our new responsible person in charge, as it's called, with the County Health Department in the state, Clark Collins. I'd like to make comments about Clark. Since George has been out, we're very fortunate to have gained the services of Clark. He has a B and C license, he still has it. He was employed by the town of Rotterdam for 20-plus years, I guess, as their lead operator for the town of Rotterdam's water department. He's well versed in the water systems, and he's already certified. And like I said, we're very fortunate to have gained his services, and I think that this is an excellent addition to the water department. He is going to be training, helping Preston and Wesley Blessing to get their licenses. I understand it takes about, you have to take online courses, and you have to take a test, and then you have to do on-the-job training. We're fortunate to have Wesley because he just retired from the Teamsters Union. He's fairly young. I think he's only in his early 50s, if I'm not mistaken. So he would make an excellent addition to the water department. And Preston is young. He's in his 20s, and that would certainly be an excellent choice too, to get their licenses. We do need 2 people. We have to have a responsible person in charge, and we also have to have a backup in case the responsible person in charge is not available. As I stated before, the McDonald Engineering, or it's Prime now, I guess it's called, they do not have a license. So we were always putting them down as the second and responsible person in charge. So I'd like everybody to welcome Clark to the town of Princetown. I think he's been doing an excellent job. He's been working with, they did have some problems over here last Sunday, and he took care of it. Wesley was up there, Preston, Gene Brusso, they resolved the problem. Doug Cole came in, and I think he's doing an excellent job. Clark, if you have anything to say?
Well, I got a little, I want to give my report. Can I do it this
Yes.
time? First, I want to thank the town of Princetown for giving me this opportunity. And also, I cannot say enough about Gene, Wes, and Preston. I mean, they're great guys, and they're excellent coworkers. And they do an excellent job, and they really want to be involved, which is the key. And what we're really trying to do is build a little water department for the town of Princetown. And it's all transparency. I've been talking to Lou. Anybody can call me at any time and ask me any questions. There's no secrets. Your concerns are my concerns and the residents' concerns. So I'll do the best I can. And we've got quite a bit accomplished in the last 6 days. And it's just one day at a time, and we'll move forward. For August, we pumped 1,782,000 gallons of water. It's an average of 57,000 gallons a day. It's a little above average, but August usually runs higher than any other month of the year. Usually your peak months are June, July, and August, so that's really not that bad. Had normal line, and we did the water quality test, they came back good. We did complete plant inspections, we did required reporting to the health department. All the generators were inspected and the yearly maintenance was performed. All the diesel generators were topped off for the coming months for the winter. We had all the maintenance was performed on chlorine pumps at the water plant. Everything's fine now with that. All the alarms were tested throughout the system, so we know we'll get the correct alarms if something goes wrong. And all the tank sites were cleaned, the gates were adjusted and secured. The other day, I went up in I helped West do 5.5 tons of rubble, so I didn't have to go to the gym that day. So that was a good thing, but we're moving forward. It's just one day at a time. There's a lot, I was telling Ginny, I ran through Rotterdam and we'd pump 10 million gallons a day and think nothing of it. But you've got a great system here. It's really an infant system. 20 years is nothing. And Doug can say that. I mean, you guys, the city was 100 years, Rotterdam 60 years. And believe it or not, it's a nice system, and it's really more complicated to run than Rotterdam because you have so many intricate pieces and they all have to fall into place for everything to run. And that's the whole key. And the whole key is maybe we get everything on maintenance contracts, we send out bids and get right pricing to save the residents money. And then we make sure everything is performing the way it is. And we have redundancy and every phase of it with all our generators and our extra chlorine pumps and Settle Hills. I think you got a great town. You got a great system. It's like I say, it's young. It just needs some TLC and get everything on the right programs. And I'm very confident that it'll be done in a short period of time. You've got great quality water. That's all. I mean, and I have to say, everybody, the town board, everybody in town hall, you've been very friendly and welcome me in. And I've worked for places that doesn't happen a lot. But nobody's an enemy, and if anybody ever has any questions, just don't be afraid. And I will never keep anything from you, good, bad, or indifferent. If something has to be said or if something has to be fixed, we'll all know about it. It won't be any secrets, everything will be transparent. I think that's the best way to operate, and that way there's no surprises.
I've sent everything that has come to me to the town board, so everybody has a copy of it. I forwarded everything on. Doug Cole, we examined the water system, and Jim was there along with Wesley and Gene and Clark. We looked it all over. All of the things that Doug Cole has suggested, we're following through on, and every piece that I have gotten from Doug Cole or anybody concerning the water, the health department, I passed it on to every member of the town board, so everybody knows what's been going on. There's been no secrets, and if anybody is interested in foiling for this from the residents of the town, they want to know what's going on, they're more than welcome to foil for it. We're not hiding anything from anybody, and we're never going to hide anything from anybody, what's going on with the water system or anything else in the town. So I think that we're doing an excellent job with that, and I thank you, Clark, for coming on board, and thank you. Everybody's got to understand this is a Class C system.
Right.
It's not a Class B. Rotterdam is Class B. You have the license.
Right. Yeah, I got all the licenses.
You've got all the licenses, and you're willing to help Preston and Wesley.
Yeah, whatever it takes. I mean, we're really bonding and we have a good team going. And I think that's
I'm
the
in
key.
town board meeting.
Everybody wants to be involved
Can I
and they're
call you back?
enthusiastic.
I'm in town
And
board meeting, can I call you
They
back?
want to learn,
Okay.
which is good, and you have great, clean water. I mean, there's no issues with it. I mean, I've been drinking it, so. But no, you've got a great system, you've got great quality water. And we just have to do a little TLC and a little tweaking, and we're going down that list one item at a time, and we're getting everything done.
I think Jim said you were going to get the courses for.
The courses are $125 plus $100 for the lab. I do have dates and places for when they can take the labs, and I'll explain that to everybody who's going to be taking it to Wes and Preston.
Yeah, it's a good course. That's how I started off with a C and worked my way up. It's like tests, and it's an open book test as you go along, and then you just have to go down to the health department and they monitor the test. And, it's not like it's not so difficult. I mean, they should have no problem. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have.
I got great I mean, their ability, even hands-on and just, it's amazing. I mean, you have really great people in this town, and you've got 2 good guys, and 3 good guys with Jim. Jim's a civil engineer. I mean, and unless he can fix anything, and Preston is just unbelievable. He's been very smart, competent, and the big thing is, he's enthusiastic, and that's what you really need to build a good little water department. And
Did you have to shovel that by hand, that stuff?
yeah, I went up and I
You
said,
should
what's
have
that?
told me, you got a loader right around the corner, I said, where's my loader?
I said, how are we gonna do this? And he goes,
Across the street.
I got 2 shovels. I said, let's do it. It was
We all got loaders, just call us.
Nah, that was, you know
We'll
what?
do it.
We had a good time. It took us an hour, and then we went and had lunch. So,
But, you know, any one of us.
yeah, I know.
you know,
And I
come up
appreciate
here.
that, but we were there, we wanted to get it done, and we wanted to get the tank secured, and it was good.
And thank you, by the way, for coming on short notice, for getting
No,
this,
No,
you know, a lot of these things, you know, that's way out of our control, we can't control, somebody's hospitalized,
No,
so.
no, and things do, I mean, it's like anything, it's like your car, I mean, things break. And we just gotta keep on top of them. I talked to them, we're gonna start doing like a preventive maintenance checklist once a week. Every piece of the equipment you have, generators, pumps, they have hour meters. And what we'll do is we'll record them on a Monday, and then you go back, especially on generators, you go back the following week, record it, and make sure it goes through its test cycle. If it doesn't, then you know something happened to this generator, and within 3 or 4 days, you catch the problem. And the same thing with pumps. That's why you have the hour meetings, so you can monitor, because pumps usually go off and on, and you wanna make sure that each pump is working about the same amount, so you don't run 80 hours on one pump and 10 on the other. That's not how the system was designed, and so we wanna make sure that they work the way they're supposed to work. And it's less maintenance in the long run. So, that's
And you're
my plan.
willing to stay on with, once they get their licenses? Because
Yeah,
how much
yeah.
training do they have to have on the job?
Well, I
training?
think especially with Wes, with his, all his years with the fire system and involved, we might be able to get a waiver on some of his time. I know he has a 2-year degree, sometimes you've taken that into account. But usually on a C license, you can get away with 6 months training and no issue of the thing. I mean,
That's after they get their license,
once you take the course.
once you take.
But we can document now as time being trained, that you were just going through the process of doing the schooling. I mean, the Schenectady Health Department, I mean, they're good, it's a good they're good guys down there. They're always willing to help. And I've worked with Dominic when I was before, if I had a problem. The whole thing with the health department is you just wanna know what's going on. They don't wanna be the last person to know there's a problem, and which rightly so. And they will work with the town. I mean, they work with the water departments all the time. Yeah, I think we can just start tracking their time now, what they do. And that way, after they get the course, we can say, well, they've already got these many hours in. And yeah, it'll be fine. I have all the confidence in the world of this town board, of your water system, of these guys.
And that was the phone call that
Oh, okay, I will return that. So, but, no, I have I can say you've got a great system here. It just needs a little TLC.
Do we need a resolution to purchase this,
The course?
the courses?
Well, I can tell you how much it's gonna be. It's a one and a quarter for each course, so that's $250, plus an additional $100 for each lab. So it's gonna be $250, $350, $450, so I don't know, it's under $500. However, I'm assuming that when we send them to the lab, and there's one in Fishkill in September, there's another one in November down in Oneonta, so we're gonna obviously have to pay them travel time, et cetera, and so forth. So there's gonna be some expense involved, and we probably don't have to have a resolution today, I don't think, do we? We could probably do it next week.
Well, if we're gonna purchase the, do we do?
Yeah, we're gonna purchase a course this week.
You might wanna ask rural if it would be cheaper if you joined their organization.
We are
Oh, you're
members,
then
we're
they
members.
give you the price anyway.
We're
Yeah.
members.
Yeah,
I speak to them all the time.
Yeah, all right.
And the woman that I have to talk to about actually getting the thing, she wasn't there today, but she's gonna talk to me tomorrow. But
We do.
do you wanna, in the resolution, do you wanna appropriate funds for the training, the
Lab.
labor, the lab, the whole 9 yards?
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know how much labor is, how much time.
Well, the course is usually all day course, 8 hours.
Right, but I'm talking, right, the lab, I think, is an 8-hour day.
Yeah, it's an 8
So
hour.
we're gonna have to appropriate 8 hours plus travel time for the lab, for each
So what are
guy.
you talking, in money, $700?
I would say, I would make it a little higher than that to be safe. I mean, even if we went 1,000, if we don't spend it, we don't have to spend it all, do we, or how does that
No,
work?
we don't have to spend it all.
And we approve, I guess you could do it up to X
Up-
number of
Yeah, up to
dollars.
$1,000, I would think, and that would cover, they've gotta travel, they've gotta go down there, we've gotta
Well, at least
pay.
they could, most likely take the town.
They can
truck.
take the town truck,
enough to
right,
have it.
so that's gonna be covered, but we have to pay that.
And they provide lunch at the seminar, so that's included, so you won't have a meal.
So I mean, if we have up to $1,000, I think that would be plenty to cover this. For the training, the classes, the labs, everything.
Doug, is that good with you?
I'm up, you gotta have somebody, what are you gonna do? You gotta pay it.
Nicole?
I'm fine with that,
Sue?
I guess.
I know you're all set with it. I think we're left with no choice. We have to do
No, we have to do it. We have to have, we
There's
have to
no
have.
choice, what
Yeah.
choice
it.
is
We
there?
don't have any choice. We
You
have
got
to do
nobody.
this. I mean, we have
And
Clark
this
now.
has been
but,
going on, it should have been done before.
Well, that's-
He's, Clark is not gonna wanna do this forever either.
Right.
We certainly.
And I, what,
appreciate his-
I'll probably go to that course, I haven't been to a long time, and I mean, I'll do my own expenses, you know.
Well, wait, no, I mean, if you're gonna go, it's our obligation to pay.
No, if I do the course, no, you know how I am. We've had arguments already about that stuff, but if I do go, it'll be on
But
me.
if we do $1,000, that would give us enough money to cover everything, including
No.
Clark. if
So
he
you
goes.
need to put $3,000 in, what's the big deal?
Well, no, 1,000 probably will cover it.
Yeah, but you got 3 people going.
That's gonna cover
No,
everything.
I'm not, no. If I go, it's on me.
It's not an expensive course, it's
Yeah.
100 a quarter. And the lab, would you go to the lab as well?
Well, I'm not going to the course, but I will do, I'll
Tom's
not
got
go to the
enough
lab.
money to afford.
Just the lab or the whole course?
No, I don't need the course, I've done it 6 years ago. I would
So
probably
you
just
go
go
to
to the
the
lab just as a
Lab's
refresher.
$100, it's no big deal, we'll cover it.
No, I don't want it.
No,
We'll argue later.
it's
We'll argue later.
So why don't we figure $1,000, that'll cover everything.
All right, that's fine with me. Is there anything else, Clark?
No, like I say, I mean, appreciate working for you guys, and it's a little stressful at times because, things are going on, but like I said, Jimmy, this water system is a little more complicated, but it's a great system. But we're gonna get it done, one day at a time, one foot after the other, and we'll be fine.
And the other thing is, all the bolts are rotten on all the joints,
Yeah, I know,
and we were trying to do a little bit every year,
right.
and all of a sudden it hasn't.
Well, that's something I think, going in the future, maybe we can sit down and figure out what we need to do, and a little more planning, maybe a reserve fund. I spoke to Sandy briefly about it. Some towns set it up, every year you put so much money.
We're
in
looking
the
at a
fund.
grant, we're looking at trying
Right,
to
yeah,
apply for the
we
grant
got that,
amount.
it's going,
Yes, we just
We may or may not
signed it
so-
today,
yeah.
applied for the grant again,
And,
and Sandy, you sent it in, correct?
I did.
The grant would essentially fix all of these problems, so then we wouldn't have these pop-up problems.
Right, no, I
So
understand
if we get the
completely.
grant, so that's what we.
Yeah, so, but, we'll get it taken care of.
It breaks, you gotta fix it.
You gotta fix it, like your car, they used to say, pay me now, pay me later, but we'll get it fixed. And we'll come up with some kind of a law, maybe a term plan for next year, what we're gonna do, and you can budget it out. That'd be easier that way.
Is anything else, Clark?
No, that's it, I'm good.
Any more questions for Clark? Sue?
No.
Jim?
No.
No.
Okay.
Thank you very
Clark.
much.
Welcome aboard.
All right, have a good night.
So do we want to present that motion now?
Just wait till you get in the meeting before you do the resolution.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys have a nice night.
All right.
I'm Clark.
Did water code enforcement, building inspector code. Okay, building inspectors report, total permits 8, permits issued 8, permit inspection fees collected $1,914, inspection 6, code zoning inspections 2, fire inspection 0, final building inspection 0, certificate of occupancy compliance, bank statement report $508, check to supervisor account 0, checkbook balance as of September 10th, 2019, $1,757.24. Activities in zoning, 2. Working on complaints as needed, working on planning and zoning as needed, working on permit final inspection as needed, reviewing plans as needed. Thomas Marini, building inspectors. Any questions for Tom? I can go call him.
No.
Okay. Our dog warden.
Been a quiet month. Next month, we have the rabies clinic is going to be held in Princetown Hall on the 19th of October. And it's from 10 to 11 is cats and ferrets, and 11 to 12 is dogs. And you should all come because it's a lot of fun to watch.
Is it on the website? Is that posted on the website?
I don't know. On town website, is that posted?
I thought you had sent the flyer over, yeah.
Okay.
So it is on the
I
website?
think so.
I'll put it on my little site there for lost dogs as well. And it was a good turnout last year.
And what was the date of that again?
The date is the 19th of October, and it's free clinic for all residents of the county. Schenectady County, they will be asked to provide ID that they're a resident of one of the towns within the county. And
Okay, good. So the
it brings a
19th
good
of
turnout. So.
19th of October, free rabies clinic here at Town Hall. The reason I'm repeating it, so it's on the
Right,
record.
right.
If somebody watches this, they can see that.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
and we'll mention it again next month
Good.
beforehand. So, other than that, it's quiet as always, most of the time. We have well-behaved dogs here in Princetown.
Okay. Thank you, Ben. Any
All right.
questions for Ben?
No.
Okay. Court. We've got Judge Van Wert's report here. Beginning to draft. Is that the one? No, that's not it. Oh, yes, it is. Monthly report, $14,169. Total cases for July and August, 199. Beginning to draft the Justice Court Assistance Program by getting estimate for safe for the new closet, walk-through metal detector. Working with Doug Thorpe on shelving for the closet that will now act as a new vault for the court. Estimates have been given on a walk-through detector and safe. We'll include that in the budget by the end of the week. Because what we're doing over here is that office on the end is gonna be part of the judge's office for a safe, separate safe, and filing cabinets and what have you that she's gonna have, other than having to use the one that the town clerk uses, keeps all the town's records in, and we're supposed to have it that way anyway. So, and she's also put in for a grant for metal detectors at the front door when they have court. So I think that's a good thing, and hopefully, according to the judge, it's not gonna be a problem getting these grants. So we'll just wait and see when they come through, and then we'll work on it. Okay, any questions about the?
No.
Okay. Robert, Assessor Toller, we don't have anything from him. Buildings and grounds, we're working on a state police contract. Their lease is up. They presented a new contract to us for another 5 years. It's been sent over to Gerard for review, and we're gonna be working on that. Also have a laundry list of things that the state police are looking for. We did most of these. I gave a copy to everybody. We put in a new roof, we put in new gutters, heating cables in the gutters, that's all set. They want to replace 5 windows that are not working properly. I didn't realize that we didn't have carbon monoxide smoke detectors, but we're gonna get them put in. Let's see, they want the locker room painted, remove carpet and replace with new carpeting. They want 2 new garage doors with motors. I don't think that's really necessary, but we'll see what we have to do with that. Install a gas heater in 1 garage, we already did that, in the one that they use the most. Paint and patch sergeant's room, conference room 1 and 2, investigative rooms number 1 and 2, and entrance room and hallway. We just painted the whole building inside a few years back. I gotta look at that. Well, that's done, excuse me. The one in the garage is done, all their check marks are done. They want to replace the garage service door. We fixed the stairs. We did install a gas heater, excuse me. We did install a new garage door with the motors. We did paint the room, that was all done. Replace the stairs and landing at the rear entrance, we did that. We put in the stockade fencing, that vinyl fencing a couple years ago. They want to install new doors in the BCI room, the conference room, and the lobby. They want the 3 doors in the front replaced with solid doors with glass. Seal and line the parking lot using New York State DOT. We're gonna have to replace the parking lot, you can't do it. It's, the parking lot's in bad shape, and I was advised not to try to seal it. We did get a price on it last year, it was like $28,000 or something just to do the back portion. They have to strip it and remove the gravel underneath to make the pitch go away from the building. So we can't do that this year. The septic tank doesn't need anything, we just pumped it. The landlord shall ensure that the fixtures and other construction materials used to repair and remodel the facility shall be new products. No used or refurbished products or materials shall be permitted. Shingle siding and other pre-finished materials shall be of single lot of a uniform color. And we've already done most of that, so. The only thing we have to do is work on the contract and a couple of these minor things. But as far as replacing the driveway or parking lot, we can't do that. They asked for their processing room to be done. Doug Thorpe went over and did it, did an excellent job on it, and it came out very well. It was expensive to do, but it was something that had to be done. They wanted it, so we didn't spend hardly any money on the state police building this year. And we did do all of the new lighting inside, so they're very pleased with that. Other than that, that's the end of the state police, so we'll be working on that, and Gerard and I will be working on a new lease. We're gonna have to meet with them to finalize it, so. It's nice that they're gonna be around for another 5 years, so. The other thing is, we've been working around the town hall, Cheryl, and I have been weed eating and taking care of the front. So I think that looks good. Thank you, Cheryl, for doing all of that work.
Wait till you get my bill.
Let's see. Other than that, I think that's just about it. Is there any questions?
No.
Okay. And that just about does that. Okay, public hearings, we have none. Meeting minutes. Is hereby resolved that the meeting minutes of August 13th, 2019 regular scheduled town board meeting and the August 29th, 2019 emergency meeting are approved or as amended. Everybody's got a copy of the minutes of that meeting. Town board does have it. Everybody was present. Nicole was absent that time. She was out of town, but the meeting went well. And so is there any questions?
Make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavolli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Abstain?
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Motion passed. Appointment. It is hereby resolved that Clark Collins is hired as a certified water operator at an hourly rate of $30 an hour, and the temporary and emergency appointment made at a special meeting of the town board held on August 29, 2019 is hereby ratified. Term to end 12/31/20. I think that we have to do it on today. We did it as an emergency because we had to have somebody at the time. And all resolutions, we did pass a resolution years back that all of the resolutions passed has to be done at a regularly scheduled town board meeting. That's why we're making it official now. Any discussion on it?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Councilman Pavolli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Appointment. It is hereby resolved that West Blessing is hired as a water operator assistant at an hourly rate of $18.27 an hour, and temporary and emergency appointment made at the special meeting of the town board held on August 29, 2019 is hereby ratified. Term to end 12/31/20. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavolli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Assessor appointment. It is hereby resolved that Richard Toner is appointed as the Princetown assessor at a rate of $30 per hour, not to exceed $16,800 annually, term to end 9/30/25. His term is up, so, any discussion?
No.
Is there a motion?
I'll make it. I'll second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavolli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. 2020 budget is hereby resolved in accordance with the provisions of section 106 of the town law and other applicable provisions of law. The town board of the town of Princetown approves and adopts a 2020 tentative budget. Let me explain this first. We're going to be setting up a workshop for the town board to go over the town budget. But according to our attorney, we have to have this done now. Am I correct?
Well, you don't have to, but you only have one meeting a month, so you got limited options unless you throw in another meeting. Because you have to have the public hearing basically at the next meeting, and you have to have the preliminary budget on, the public hearings on the preliminary budget. So if you don't approve the tentative to the preliminary tonight, you're gonna have another meeting before the public hearing. So it's up to you, you can do that. And you can make changes after the preliminary budget. It's not like you're forbidden from making changes once you approve the tentative, but it's your option.
So you have the October 8th is our next meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should go with it and,
Yeah, there's no
and we'll
reason
just
not
have the
to.
workshop and we'll go over it and, okay, before we go any further, what date do you wanna have for a workshop? Anybody have any suggestions?
Grab my calendar. What's up here?
You wanna do it fairly quickly, right?
Well, we should.
Couple weeks, right?
Everybody's got a copy of the budget. Sandy sent it out to everyone. Am I correct? Sue, you got one?
Yeah, I only have a couple of dates that I can.
And Jim, I know you got a copy.
Yeah,
Doug's got a copy.
My wife's having surgery, so there's some dates I'm not gonna be able to, like 17th, 18th, 19th of September would be pretty much impossible for me.
Yeah,
to
those
say.
are not good for me.
I gotta take care of her, so. Do it before that,
You want to set up one before the hearing and then one after, just in case?
Okay.
Today's already the 10th, so.
The only day I can't do is the 19th, because I gotta watch my niece late that night,
well,
so.
the 19th's bad for all of us, so that's out.
And then, the 26th is the planning board meeting.
Why don't we do it next week?
Monday?
Yeah, it's the 17th.
So Monday would be my day, yeah.
Sue,
Yeah, Monday the 16th is okay for me.
I can do that.
Doug,
Next Monday?
Monday the 16th.
What time do we want to do it?
what time is available for everybody?
I'm good,
Early.
pretty much any time.
Early.
6?
I can do earlier than that.
5, wanna do 5?
I could make a 5. Nicole?
Yeah, I can
Is
do
that
that.
good with you, Sandy?
5 PM?
I don't usually go to the workshops.
No, that's
It's
true.
up to you.
No, I don't think you'd have to be there.
So Monday the 16th at 5 PM.
Okay.
Next Monday, 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll go reply. Everybody's got a copy. Sandy sent it to everybody via email, and everybody's got a hard copy now, so.
So I'll go ahead and make the motion that we,
Wait a second, let me read the rest of this over there. 2020 budget, hereby resolved in accordance with the provision of section 106 of the town law and other applicable provisions of the law. The town board, the town of Princetown approves and adopts the 2020 tentative budget as the 2020 preliminary budget. Such preliminary budget will be filed in the office of the town clerk, where it is available for public inspection, and the town board of the town of Princetown will meet on October 8th, 2019 at 7 PM at the Princetown, 165 Princetown Plaza, Schenectady, New York, to hold a public hearing on the aforementioned preliminary budget. The town clerk shall give legal notice of the Daily Gazette of the public hearing at least 5 days prior to the public hearing. The public notice shall be posted on a town sign board at least 5 days prior to the meeting. Any further discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Sandy, is there a second?
I'll second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer? Yes. Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed.
Yes, Sandy, is it easier for you to do the additional resolutions at the end, do your numbering, or does it matter? You can add
Do we need a
resolution.
resolution for the, workshops? We need a resolution for the workshop?
Yeah, you gotta have public notice, have the town clerk post the notice. Set the dates as a public meeting.
So,
We would add a resolution, setting a workshop date for the 2020 budget from Monday, September 16th, at 5 PM at the Princetown Town Hall, and direct the town clerk to publish or post any appropriate or necessary notices for the meeting.
further discussion?
You have that motion down?
She's writing, let's give her a chance.
I think I got it. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer? Yes. Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Okay, we got the other resolution, right? To hire or to buy the horses for Preston and,
You wanna do that one now too?
yes.
Just hereby resolve that the town board authorizes the expenditure of town funds for training, labs, courses, and all training and travel costs for 2 assistant operators and the certified water operator, up to $1,000 to obtain the water operator licenses.
Any discussion?
Should we include Clark for the lab? I don't think he should have to pay for the lab.
I did, but
And
said
then I
add
said-
certified water to
Okay,
assist.
okay, all right, good, good.
Any further discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Councilman Pavolli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer? Yes. Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Okay. Justice Court Rate Resolution is hereby resolved as follows. The Town Board of Princetown hereby approves Princetown Judge Michelle Van Wert to apply for a Justice Court Assistant Program grant to the Office of Court Administration to provide construction of the court secure vault from the storage closet to include as well as the purchase of a safe for the vault, walk through a metal detector and rope barriers to control the flow of people into the town hall for court nights. Is there any discussion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavoli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. General funds claim is hereby resolved the town board approves claims number 168 through number 190 in the amount of $25,205.09. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavoli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Water funds claim. Town board approves claim number 76 and number 84 in the amount of $2,228.21. Discussion?
I'll make
Second?
I'll second.
Councilman Pavoli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Trust and agency fund claims are hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 8 through 10 in the amount of $7,403.38. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavoli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. Okay, we're gonna have to go into executive session to discuss a legal matter that very important to the town. So, is there a motion to enter into executive session?
Make the motion, we enter executive session.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Sandy?
Councilman Pavoli?
Yes.
Councilwoman Schaefer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. I don't think you have to stay for the.
Okay.
Okay, we're going the other way.